Hi everyone, it's Kim with Carolina Sewing Back. So glad you're with us today. We're starting our Christmas sewing. I know everybody is. This is a cute little advent calendar that was in my stash. And you know, the thing with advent calendars is they're a countdown to the 25th of December, normally with pockets that you can fill with goodies. And so the way that this one is designed is you see Santa there in the middle with the critters, and then all around the edge you've got 24 different pockets to fill for the holidays. And so this was printed this way along with the pockets that will be sewn on top of these squares. The printed pockets that'll be sewn on here actually look like this. And I wanted to quilt inside of mine because I just felt like that added more interest. Plus it gives that pocket some great stability and it should last for a long time. So today I'm on my new Solaris Vision, which is an incredible machine. And one of my favorite things are the background fills. Background fills are designs that are quilted for you that you can do from a very small size all the way up to your largest hoop. And so I even like to do batting or foam and the fabric, sew out the fill, and then make projects from those. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop different motifs into my blocks, and I've done a lot of them already, but today I'm going to do this one right here for you. But I wanted to show you how you would go about doing something like that, because of course this is working for this project, but this is something that you certainly could do with some of your other sewing projects too, in order to take advantage of some of those background fills. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to measure the area that I need this sewn in. That's just going to make it easier for me. And so this is about a 3x3. And so I know that that's the only area that I need quilted. So I'll go right to my IQ. And once I'm here, my screen looks like this. I'm going to come down about midway and you'll see these shapes. You're going to touch that. I guess it wants me to touch it with my finger today, so that's fine. I'm going to choose a square because that's what we have. I'm going to say okay, and now I can go to size. At size, I can look at this screen and tell already that that block is a bit too big, and actually it's about twice the size I need. It's a 6.19 by 6.19. So do you see these arrows that are here? I can actually increase or decrease however I want, height, width, both at the same time, whatever you want to do. And I'm going to do both at the same time. So as I touch those arrows that go in, can you see my numbers here shrinking? And I'm getting really close to that 3x3. And I'm going to be careful because that's exactly what I want, is a 3x3. So now you can see I have fully a 3x3 square. And so I'm going to just touch OK. And now I want to put my fill stitch in there. And the way that I get to my fill stitches is I'll go here on this screen. I'll touch that one time. This allows me to do the fills are here. I'm going to touch select. And these are all our new fills from our Solaris Vision. And there are a lot in there. They're fun. Some are very symmetrical. Some are not. They look like free motion quilting. Some of them are very, very dimensional. You've just got so many different things to choose from. Of course, some of these take longer than others. And the way that I'm sewing mine today is I've got my batting along with my fabric, and it's kind of just floating in there. I don't even have all my sides in. So I'm going to choose, I think I'm going to choose this crackle design. Okay. Once I select that and it's highlighted, I'll touch OK. And normally what I do then is I'll choose a color so that I can see that on my screen when I go to my main screen. So I've selected pink, for instance, and I'm going to say OK. And now I can tell that these are the icons that I'll use to actually fill my block. And I'm going to choose a bucket fill. Once I select that, I can touch inside my block, and there you'll see my crackle appear. Now I can tell that this is perfectly fine to sew my design out today. But what I would like to show you is with the Solaris Vision, when you touch next, it'll also give you the option now to make so many different changes to the design that you've chosen. For instance, if I wanted my crackle to be a little bit tighter and more intense, I could shrink this down, let's say by 50%, and touch OK. It'll take a moment for it to process, and you should see a lot more crackle in there now. And so we go from like a very large pattern to something a lot smaller, and I don't need that. So I'm going to go back up. I'm going to, I think I'll just go to about a 70 or 80. I'm going to go there, and I want you to be able to see this sewn out today. And so I'm satisfied with that. But like I said, if you needed to make other changes, you can. So the freedom that the new Vision gives you to make changes to what's already built in is almost limitless. At this point, we're going to touch set, and I'm going to touch OK, and there's my design. And remember, I touched pink, so I see my pink. And then why does she have black? Well, remember when we first selected our 3x3 square, that always shows up in black, and your machine recognizes that to be sewn, but you don't have to. So we're going to skip that. We're just going to drop our crackle in. And so let me just slide my hoop on. I always support mine back here as I'm sliding it on so that the hoop doesn't move. And it's locked on now. And remember, I'm coming right here. So I'm going to touch embroidery, and I'm going to touch layout, and I'm going to touch move. And now you can move it around on the screen if you'd like, or you can use your arrows. And I'm going to do that today just because I think I'll get a little bit more accuracy here with you if I do. I don't know if you know this, but your machine will move with your foot up or down. And so I'm going to drop my foot down, because sometimes that allows me to really see if I'm getting it where I need to. At this point, I would like to test that area out just to see if it's covering where I need it to. And I'm going to do the corner. So see how it's a bit up here? Let's see. And so that's perfect. It's a little bit high, but it's okay because I'm not going to sew that outer portion. So I've actually got my machine all threaded up today, and I'm going to lower my foot back down. And if you'll notice, I do have a green light. If it was red, then that would mean it's an indication to you that something else needs to be completely finished on this side. But we have a green, so let me go ahead and touch that. And you'll see the Solaris Vision. Go ahead and sew it. And one of the greatest features too on this is this machine is so extremely quiet. So you probably will be able to hear it in the video, but it is really quiet. I can sit here and talk on my phone usually with my machine embroidering, and it's perfectly fine. So you'll notice as the machine is stitching, you also get to see where it's traveling throughout the design. My machine also gives me a bar at the top. This progress bar allows me to see exactly how far along it is in my design. We're almost 25% into the actual pink, okay? Gives me a stitch count here. I can see that I have one of two colors. I have pink and I have black, remember? And then at the top here is telling me we've sewn 1 minute into our 5 minutes. It is going to process the entire design, so that's representing the 5 minutes. For instance, that black outer line probably takes at least 3 minutes to sew. So while I'm sitting here with you and we do our pink, it's probably going to be about 2 or 3 minutes, but I do want you to be able to see this from beginning to end. Now our Baby Lock Solaris Vision also is going to clip any jump stitches for you, as well as when the stitching is complete here, it's going to tie a knot, cut those stitches, and pull my threads to the back for me. When all of these little pockets are finished, and after today I only have one more to do, I'll simply cut these out, make tiny little pockets, and stitch those right down on my advent calendar. So you can see that my Solaris Vision makes so many things so much easier to do. I'm a free motion quilter, and so normally when I take a project like this, I would love to do it, but it would take so much time for me to give a free motion design to every one of the 24 blocks. But with the Baby Lock Solaris, you won't even repeat one of your built-in fills, especially if you change your designs as far as the density or the size. You'll see your design actually change. And so today I'm going to have completed all my blocks so I can get my advent calendar done, plus everything is quilted in the color that I want, in the pattern that I want, and with the kind of precision that you need to get your project completed. Now you can see on my progress bar here, we've gone almost 1,400 stitches, and we're almost at the end of the pink. If you've never sewn on a baby lock before, we invite you to come into Carolina Sew and Back. We have 2 locations, one in South Hills Mall in Cary, North Carolina, and our Raleigh store is located right on Capitol Boulevard. We'd love for you to come in, take a look at the Baby Lock line of machines. They offer great machines from sewing to embroidery to multi-needles. We have great sergers. If you don't have a jet air threading serger, you can do that now, and it is so affordable. So thanks for watching today. Come in and see us at Carolina Sew and Back.